man. We up in smoke on today. We got a little T Rinaldi, a motivational speaker and author. You know what I mean? Where you from, brother?
Man, I'm from Madisonville, Louisiana, man. Born and raised in Louisiana my whole life, man. So
Louisiana.
you know
You
it is.
did.
The boot. You the boot.
You down south. You did. You know what I mean? And when you get into the
Yes,
motivational
sir.
speaking?
Man, I started speaking like 6, 7 years ago, man. So
Oh
I've
wow.
been on 4 HMI tours. I used to work with an artist named D1. I don't know if you ever heard with him.
Hmm.
DEE-1.
I'm gonna check him out.
He's a yeah, he's a positive artist, man. I went on tour with him. I had an opportunity to go on tour with this organization called Epic Assemblies, man. We went into schools, telling our stories
Oh
through
wow.
the art. So, I rapped at the time. So I got an opportunity to rap in front of thousands of people and speak in front of thousands of people.
So what made you transition from rapping to motivational speaking? You
And
said
I
like
really
the feeling and energy wasn't there.
feel like the energy wasn't there, man. And I feel like my true calling was definitely speaking, man. And like I said, I realized on the tour, after going out there and being in front, it wasn't about being people rapping to me. Like it was about getting the message across. And I felt like I could do that better with speaking,
Most definitely.
So
Most definitely. I feel you on that. And what stories growing up kind of inspired you to share and inspire other people with those stories?
So man, I had a seizure disorder growing up.
Mm.
And I struggled in school, man. I struggled in school, and the doctors told me that there was gonna be a point in my life where I was never gonna be able to talk again because I had
Oh wow.
a brain disease, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And so they told me, you weren't gonna be able to talk again, at some point in your life. And doctors and teachers told me, my I wasn't all there. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
can't. Math was never my thing, and there was just a lot of things that I was told that I couldn't do. And
Mm-hmm.
I was very blessed that I had a family, my mom and dad, and I had a lot of people, teachers that did believe in that I could get through it. And that, and I was bullied because I was in special ed classes. I was in special ed classes all
Mm-hmm.
the way up from literally from middle school all the way up to senior year, bro.
Oh wow.
And it was crazy because like it it was just always, it was always a struggle, man. But
Mm-hmm.
I always told myself, like, hey, like these people are saying that it's gonna take me 7 years to get out of school. Some say that I'm not gonna make it through school, but I told myself, man, I'm gonna do the impossible, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna get through school in 4 years in high school, and I did it,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, struggling with that, losing a lot of people, my family at a young age, my grandma, my grandpa, and one of my close friends, he committed suicide,
Oh wow.
my best friend's brother, just going through all this stuff, man, and just remaining, pushing forward with all of it,
Yeah.
bro. And I feel like God put me through a lot. What he put me through, my brother was, addicted to drugs at one time, and he got hooked on drugs because, his son passed away in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
My little nephew.
Mm-hmm.
And all this stuff, I feel like God had put me through it instead of most people, and that's why I'm constantly, talking about on all my social media is like, hey, like, no matter what you go through, know there's a reason for it. A lot of people go through horrible situations. They don't understand, man, that everything they're going through, like, it's for a reason. It's for a purpose. So, like, don't get discouraged or get upset when God puts you through this horrible catastrophe. Like, understand that you're gonna make it out of that catastrophe because he wouldn't put you through it if he didn't think you could.
Most
So we
definitely.
gotta all understand, like, man, we got $10 in our bank account. Don't panic. Don't panic. Go to God. Like he can bless you tremendously. You just gotta have faith and you gotta keep pushing. You gotta let your faith be bigger than your fears in those situations.
Most definitely. Hey, I truly
So
believe in that. I love how you put that too. You know what I mean? It's trusting the process. You know what I mean?
straight up.
I seen one of your talks that you were talking about being at peace through the process as well, and trying to find your peace through
Correct.
catastrophes and going through that process. And I found that, you know what I mean, really relatable as I, went through a process where I was hit by a drunk driver and had to go through, a lot of depression and losing a lot through that time, and to be able to recover from that mentally and physically was a story to tell that I tell a lot of people, and was something I kind of speak in a way of motivation as well for people I encounter. You know what I mean?
That's
And that's
real,
why I asked
man.
you like
I
what
like that.
stories, man. I definitely I definitely I definitely like what you do, and then and want to see more of it. You write as well?
I don't write. Now I had a lot of people. Shout out to my man Uncle Reese. You know, he lives in I think it's Jacksonville, Florida, man. You have to look him up too, bro. He's a dope Christian artist, man. But like, dude's really a positive guy, man. He's been a mentor in my life. So shout out to Uncle Reese. He actually told me I should write a book on everything I went through, and you know, like that's something like I've really been, you know, praying on. Like I think that'd be cool to actually. It's not about how many people buy it. It's just the fact that it's an accomplishment, you know, and it's something that, you know, I really think that there is people that could relate to a lot of stuff I go through. And, you know, everybody, you know, my message today, I don't know if you saw it, was just be yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people in this generation want to be like somebody else they see on the gram, or, you know, they want to be like this and that. But like, you know, I want to put out my message because like, nobody's ever gonna, you know, equal up to everything I went through, but there's certain people out there that can relate to the story that I went through, and I feel like that it can really make an impact on others, and that's why I do what I do, man. So I definitely want to get into the writing. That's definitely a lane I want to get into for sure.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. And who did you encounter, or what kind of got you into the field of going to schools and getting to speaking engagements?
Oh, like I said, I went on. So I had this group called Epic Assemblies. It was an organization. I had a friend that it was a mutual friend that went on the same tour the year before me. He had reached out to me and was like, "Yo, T, they got this tour. You know, I really think you should look into it." You know, he was like, "You're gonna have to fly out to Arizona. You know, you're gonna have to go through this training, blah blah blah, yada yada." And I'm like, "All right, cool." So I dropped everything, man. I was straight out of high school. I had a job. You know, my parents thought I was crazy. A lot of people thought I was crazy. All my friends, they were like, "Man, you just gonna quit your job?" Like, I was an apprentice to be a plumber. Like, I was gonna be making like $35 an hour. Like,
exactly.
And I was like, "Man, look, I can pick up that later, but this I can't." You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. So I dropped everything, quit my job, bro. I flew out to Arizona and I got on a tour bus, man. We went around the country for 9 months straight, bro.
Oh, wow.
And I talked in the schools, and the coolest thing about talking in the schools was like the fact that, like, bro, like there was kids, and this is why I continue with it. A lot of people ask me what my motivation is. Like, what's
or youth?
My motivation. And my motivation is to be an inspiration and be what I never had growing up, you know, because I never had any, you know, like I said, up, and I knew that the rest of my life, and that's why I'm here where I'm at now.
Most definitely. Most definitely. And I know since you talked about you rapped in the beginning, you know, how did you start encountering rappers? You know, is it the same group that got you to speaking engagements? You know what I mean?
No, not at all, actually, man. Like I said, like I met this dude named D1. Like I said, you're gonna have to look him up. Good dude, bro. Positive dude. I met this dude named Corey Hicks, and like I don't know if you ever heard of Lecrae. I'm sure you heard of Lecrae, huh? Lecrae, like, and I you know, I encountered these dudes, and I'm just like, okay, cool. Like, I see what they do, and I was really addicted, like, to the mindset of you ain't got to rap about drugs, sex, money, and weed, and all this violence and all this other stuff to make to something. You know what I'm saying? To rap. And I was like, okay, like I knew my family, like my dad is like, he never was a big rap fan. But like when I told my daddy, like, hey, like there's more than just like that nonsense secular rap, he was like, okay, I like that. And he, you know, my parents really saw, my family started to see. And I just got addicted to the mindset, bro, that you can do something positive in music without, you know, messing up people's minds and messing with kids' minds. And, you know, I wanted to be an influence. And that's really where my career started, bro. Like, it really started with like rapping. And, you know, it's funny now because like everybody like Lil T. They asked where the name came from, and that's where it came from. Lil T was a rapper, and that was me. And now it just stuck, you know?
Yeah, that's awesome. You know what I mean? Do you have plans of like recording some audio of like your speeches or maybe some like the quotes that you talk about?
Yeah, so my goal is to really start like get my YouTube channel rolling. You know, I really want to do that. Like, you know, I want to do like little audios and like people that, you know, are interested that watch I got a lot of people that, you know, from the streets that watch my videos, you know, and they're
Exactly.
always like, yo, I want to get you on my mixtape, saying something positive before.
Beginning,
That's definitely something I want to get into. You know what I'm saying? Just giving people an opportunity to have something positive at the beginning of their mixtape, but not just throwing something on a tape, just being like, hey, here you go. Like, I want to build a relationship with that person. I want that person to know, like, hey, like, you can get to know me, I get to know you, and like, I want to have that positive relationship and let people know, like, hey, like, if I can be, you know, a mentor in your life and let you understand, like, you got a voice, you reaching people, you got an audience. Let's see what we can do together to make a difference, rather than being like every other artist in the industry. Because, you know, like, to be in the industry, I feel like nowadays you got to be different. You can't sound like Lil Yachty or like all these other artists. Like, everybody's got their unique sound, but unique is what's gonna pop. And I feel like if we could just be different and step out and just step in the light and just do something positive and turn positive into popular, then I feel like we're succeeding in this journey. I feel like that.
Most
That's just my belief.
Most definitely. I think that'll be a success.
You know?
Turning
Because anybody can get
positive into
behind a
popular.
microphone.
I like that. Turning positive into popular.
Straight up. Like, anybody can get behind a microphone, bro, like, and talk negative. But like, how many people are actually gonna stand up and have the guts to actually not worry about what other people say and just like be positive and just not worry about being different? Yeah. People are scared to be different, and it's time for us to step up as a generation and not be scared to be different. You feel me?
Exactly. You know what I mean? I think having the impact on the music industry, you know what I mean, in that sense, would be awesome, you know, because I've definitely encountered, you know, rappers such as, you know, like NF, you know what I mean, people like that
he's awesome.
Don't curse, you know what I mean, and they usually have just positive songs and in a positive manner, even though some songs might talk about sad and emotional things, that's real stuff that people need to be able to express as well, especially for men, you know what I mean, to be able to express that vulnerability. And a good thing about motivational speaking, that teaches people to be able to express.
Correct. That's real.
Most definitely. And who are some of the motivational speakers that you've listened to you know what I mean, that you really like?
Man, Trent Shelton is my favorite motivational speaker for sure.
I love Trent Shelton, definitely.
I love Trent Shelton, bro. Like, I listen to him like all the time, every day. Like, and me and him, we actually talk through DMs and all that stuff all the time. Like, he's a good dude, bro. He's a really good dude. And if anybody's like a mentor wise, like that I look up to, an inspiration and motivational speaking, it's definitely Trent Shelton and Eric Thomas. I don't know if you ever heard of Eric Thomas.
Yeah, of course.
Woo!
Yes, sir.
He's the GOAT. Well, and then you got Gary Vee, of course. Like, he really doing his thing. He's more, I feel like, on that financial side. Like, he really gives good advice. But you know, I started seeing he's got interviews with like the baby and stuff. Like, dude's really doing his thing, and I salute him for it.
Yes, sir. Most definitely. Gary Vee definitely has a lot of good business insight and motivation, and how he attacks business and life in a sense. And I found Trent Shelton during an interview, a podcast interview with Lewis Howes. He has a podcast called The School of Greatness, and Trent Shelton went on there and he just killed it. You know what I mean? He recited one of his poems, you know, his spoken words, and I did spoken word when I was in college. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of motivational speakers, like a lot of stuff that you said, in a sense, I thought you were saying a spoken word that you were reciting. They said before, you know what I mean? That's why those recordings could usually be a spoken word for you. You know what I mean? That's content that you could drop and put on iTunes and everything that people could listen to over and over. Another OG, one of my good friends, my best friends, he listened to Les Brown all the time in college. Les Brown.
Okay.
Yeah, he's an OG, you know what I mean? Motivational speaker, man. Yeah. I definitely love Les Brown, you know what I mean? But Trent Shelton, E.T., you know, hey, they are definitely some motivational people that just attack life in a different way. And, you know, their job is to change other people's life, uplift their life so you can attack your life in a different way.
Right. And I think Trent's story is so inspiring. You know, like, he got hurt. You know, he played football. And, you know, he's a big believer too. So like, I feel like I relate with him so well. Like, I love his heart, bro. He's just got a big heart. He's a big family man. And like, you know, he's just a true inspiration. Like, for real. Like, one day I really do want to sit down and do like an interview with him. Like, just like with him and just, you know, kind of do what you're doing, like ask him a bunch of questions, because like I look up to that dude on some real stuff, bro. Like for real.
Trent Shelton's definitely awesome. There's another one that played football that I got her, Inky Johnson. Inky Johnson.
Yes, yes, yes.
I met him. My roommate opened up for him. The one that he's a motivational speaker as well. He did a TED talk. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And, he opened up for Inky Johnson at our school. But it was really, really cool. You know what I mean? Just meeting motivational speakers and being in that realm, because I want to motivate, but I want to motivate in a sense like Gary Vee does. I love business, but I also want to do it in a more music-based sense. You know what I mean? And lift up businesses and music and just business in general. You know,
that's real.
like,
I like that.
Motivation in music, you know what I mean? But you also like motivation in life as well.
Right. Everything, bro. Anything to make a difference in somebody's life. That's what I'm into. And I live by some, man. I got it on my left arm, man. It says inspire to be inspired. You know, like that's what I live by, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you know, inspire to be inspired, bro.
Yes, sir.
You know,
we like that.
You know, just because when you make a difference on somebody's life, that's inspiring, and that inspires me. You know what I'm saying? That's what keeps me going. To see if I can make a difference on one person's life, me going. You know?
Yeah, that's real fulfillment too. You know what I mean? It's given to someone else. And
right.
Tony Robbins says the secret to living is giving. You know, not even giving in a physical way, giving in a emotional way, giving in a being a listening ear, giving in a being a mental, you know, uplifter in someone's life. You know, that giving right there is the real fulfillment when you can make that change and be that change for someone. And as a motivational speaker, I definitely, you know you have a lot of people that come back to you with stories and times that when you impacted their life. And those things are almost like reviews for businesses, but it's like your motivation to keep going. You know,
correct.
Knowing that it's making a difference.
Right, you know that's real.
And what plans do you have? You know, I mean, for your business and your motivational speaking. And
so man, the goal is, bro, is just to continue to make that impact, bro. Like to me, like yes, you know, it would be an awesome, amazing goal to be able to do speaking full time. You know, I got my CDL. I drive trucks right now. A lot of people don't know that. You know, so people, you know, that follow me on social media, they just think I do it full time. I drive 18-wheelers, you know, but you know, my goal is to be able to do it full time, you know, but it's not a rush, you know, because at the end of the day, like I want everybody to know, like, it's not about money to me. It's not about views. It's not about likes. It's not about comments. It's about the impact.
Exactly.
And, you know, man, my goal is, you know, to just continue to make that impact. That's the main goal. First of all, the first goal is to make that impact. And if I'm doing that, then I'm successful in my eyes, because here's my thing. And, I did an interview about a year ago, and I got an opportunity to say this too. And this is some real stuff, man. Like everybody asked me, like, what's something like you always dreamed of doing, like you know, like you haven't made it yet. And I'll be like, in my eyes, I made it already a long time ago. And the reason I say that is because, man, I went on 4 nationwide tours, bro. Like.
Hey,
not many people can say they did that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if I never get to stand up and have a million, you know, people watching me, you know, like, that's cool. Because, like, I feel like I accomplished something that most people don't get accomplished, and I don't take that for granted. So, my goal is just to continue to make that impact and just follow God's plan and see where God places me, bro. You know, like, that's probably the best answer I could give you. You know,
hey, that's a great answer. You know, I mean, you're following the path that you felt and feel and truly feel that is set out for you, and that God has set out for you. You know what I mean, and you're fully fulfilled in that path. And as you stay consistent in that path, that impact will grow, and the amount of people that you impact will grow as well. You know what I mean? That way you can do it full time and continue to impact thousands of people. You know what I mean?
And Lord willing, we can do another tour, and we can, you know, we can have you involved and, you know, a lot of other people. But, you know, like I said, right now it's just like taking one day, one step at a time. You know, I got a girlfriend. You know, I want a future family in the future. You know, like, you know, I got a lot of things that I'm, you know, I'm praying for right now, that, you know, different situations in my life. And, you know, to speaking, I just feel like God, he still got me on this journey for a reason. you know, and I just feel like there's more coming. You know, he's only getting started with me. So right now it's just being patient. Like we said at the beginning of the video, like being patient. That's hard sometimes. Being patient's hard, you know, but I want to
That
encourage
rise will come,
everybody.
though.
Like, I've been doing this 7 to 8 years, bro. Like, and it's people, man, like, it's just crazy, bro. Like, people think this stuff happens overnight. Like, it doesn't. You know, it doesn't. And that's my encouragement to people. Like, right now that are watching this, like, nothing comes overnight. It takes consistency. And if everybody's like, man, T, how'd you get your page popping like this? How you do this? How you do that? Man, it's about consistency. You got to stay at something. You can't just stop when times get hard. You think I feel like every day waking up and making a Wisdom Wednesday or Motivational Monday? No. But I continue to do it because I know, like, if I'm consistent, God's gonna bless me. God's gonna, you know, make what I'm doing flourish. And it's gonna grow because, you know, it's not gonna be easy. Just like I said last week on Wisdom Wednesday, like pain comes with growth, and it's gonna be painful sometimes. But the only way you're gonna grow is if you can go through that pain straight up.
Most definitely, yeah. Get through that storm.
That's it.
Yeah, get through that pain. And
got to, bro.
hey, I definitely commend you on that, brother. And I love seeing that growth. And when you start incorporating the professional, like, you know, the HD videos to up your content.
Man, so I met this dude named Damien, man. I don't know if you ever heard of I'm sure you know about cars. You a big fan of cars?
Most definitely.
All right,
I drive a Charger.
All right, cool. So you know about car meets and all that stuff and the races and stuff, back streets, cool. They got this thing in New Orleans called Out Here Racing, and it's like a big street racing group. Like it's like they race on Almanaster, and they have like street outlaws that goes out there every year.
Yeah, I watched that show. That's my shit.
All right, so they had Out Here Racing is like a big street race group, and so I would go out there on the Almanaster by myself because I got a Mustang. And I would go out there myself and just watch. You know, I love cars.
Yeah.
And
that's
this
awesome.
dude Damien would be out there recording, and I was like, man, this dude here. So like one day, like I got his information and stuff. He followed me on the gram. He's like, man, I like what you do. I was like, well, I like what you do. I like your work. I told him what I did, and I told him my vision, and he was like, man, like, let's work. Like, he's like, I'm gonna look out for you. I want to see you stay consistent. Like, I like what you do. Like, you inspire me. Like this was months after like we even like followed each other. Like we didn't even talk like that. And then one day he just hit me up. He was like, "I'm trying to work," and I'm like, "All right, cool, man." Like I started working with him, bro. We started like filming by the water because I live on the water, and like he just he's got the mindset. Like I do the quotes. Like I'll send him like something I come up with from my head, like a quote, and like he'll put a picture of me behind it, like yeah, bro. And I saw like a lot of growth from that, just off of something so simple. And I'm like, man, okay, we got to keep doing this. Like,
most definitely,
been a blessing in my life, bro. Like for real. His name is Damien, bro. OG Marley.
Shout out to Damien.
Yeah, shout out to him one time.
Most definitely. Most definitely, man. Cameraman is definitely important, for content. We got to shout out our cameraman. Shout out to my boy C3 Photography, my boy Chris, man. My channel took a different turn when I stopped recording off my phone and started using the cameraman for videos and making professional content and putting that little extra effort, a little extra investment and to making better content for your audience to see. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you want to get your message across, you got to look good.
Right.
It's already going to sound good if it's your message, you know what I mean? Because you do what you do and you're good at it. But it has to look good too to be able to catch their eyes so that way they can listen.
Yeah, you can't just sit back, just holding your camera forever. You can start out, and anybody that's trying to do speaking or anything, any type of, motivational speaking, like I encourage you, like, yeah, you can start out just holding your phone like this, but at the end of the day, you can only do that so long. Just work on your craft, but once you know it's time, you're going to know it's time. And the best thing to do is get a cameraman, because you can't do everything on your own. And you can also find a great cameraman. Shout out to Damien for this too. Like, he's a great content creator, So you say, for example, I don't know what to talk about on Wisdom Wednesday. and I'll just be able to ramble off on something, you know. So that's the best thing about a camp can do, you know, very helpful.
Most definitely. They're like a kind of like a they get extra insight on your content as well because they're seeing it from another eye view, and they've been working with you for a while. If after you guys make a relationship, they can give you a little insight on something that you might be missing out on, you know.
Right, and they get to know you more than anybody else too. That's another thing.
Yeah.
So they get to see how you are on and off the camera. And that's also another special thing, you know. So
Most definitely, brother. Hey, I'm glad we definitely did this, brother. So we're gonna be looking out for more content, more videos, definitely some audio content. You know, I mean, YouTube coming, and if you start writing too, we're gonna look for that as well.
yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. We're gonna work some more for sure, bro. I want to continue to do videos with you, bro. Like, I appreciate you taking the time to do this too.
Yes,
So
sir,
shout
bro.
out to you, man.
Anytime, bro. I love your content. I think I seen you in a network, and I seen your stuff. I was like, man, hey, that's something we got to keep sharing.
Yeah, for sure, bro. I
I'm glad,
appreciate you.
glad we stay in
Definitely.
contact, and I'm glad you stay consistent with how you connect with people.
Definitely, brother. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, bro.
Yes, sir. You know what I mean? Keep inspiring and keeping inspiring to be inspired.
Yes, sir. You know it, man. We're gonna stay in touch for sure, bro.
Yes,
For
sir. Yes,
sure,
sir.
bro.
Hey.
And yeah, man. Once we get done with this interview, bro, hit my line, bro. We can continue to run it, bro. And we're gonna stay in touch throughout this journey. And you know, I want to do a motivational Monday with you. You know, we gonna link up in person once all this Corona stuff too, bro. Like, this stuff crazy.
Yeah, most definitely. You know? We go and create it and touch the world though.
Definitely, brother. Much love to you, brother.
Much love, brother. Hey, see you later.
All right, you too, sir.